I don't wanna be that lie to make you second guess who I'm representing. No, I'm not perfect. No, I'm not ashamed to confess. I just want you to see that I'm trying and know it's not a game. Ain't gonna lose no sleep over what people say.
Just let me live my life. You ain't give me my life. Nah, you can't tell me what's right. You ain't laid down. 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 He made me great, so let me be great.
Oh,
He made me great,
yeah.
so let me be great.
Greater is it than me.
He made me great,
Ooh, yeah.
so let me be great. He
Ah,
made me great, so
great.
let me be great.
Why?
Please don't take offense, but I just think it needs to be said. Y'all don't really get the picture. Focus your attention on what really matters instead.
Hey y'all. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you guys today? Thank you for joining me for this virtual event production best practices session. My name is Nigeria Bailey. You can probably hardly see me. I got this ring light too much in my face. I think that's better. I am Nigeria Bailey, and I am the owner of Butterfly East LLC. And I want to share some information with you tonight. So please do me a favor. This is free. This is freebie. So please get your friends here and your family, tag them. Many of our nonprofit organizations, our churches, faith-based organizations are doing a lot of virtual programming. And so I want to share my best practices with you tonight. So please come on and get somebody on with us tonight. All right. So hit the share button, and I hope that you will take this journey with me on tonight. Yes. So again, my name is Nigeria Bailey, and I'm a graphic designer. I serve in ministry at my church. I am a producer. My 9 to 5, I work for an arts organization here in New Jersey, and I'm a producer for our community engagement department. And so I do a lot of events. I do a lot of producing, and I just see some things that we need some help with, y'all. So I want to help, and I want to share my knowledge and what I've done, what's worked for me. And so please feel free to put your questions in the chat, because I want to answer any questions that you may have directly. I may leave this post up public, but I may take it down later because I charge for these services. Amen, somebody. But I just wanted to help and serve and share some information with you all tonight, okay? I'm going to take these glasses off because there's like a glare. And I want you to be able to see my face tonight, all right? So awesome. Let's go. I am excited about what is happening in the earth and how we are able to connect with people from all over the world. COVID hit, right, last year, and some of us are zoomed out, we're virtual event out, and we're tired of sitting at our computers looking at each other. And so one thing I realized is that it's not going to totally go away. Okay, it's not going to totally go away, but we are going to probably see some more hybrid models, right? Some hybrid models where we're doing some virtual programming, but we are doing some things in person, right? So I want to share with you some best practices tonight so that we can do it better and do it in more excellence, right? Awesome. So let's go. First of all, when you are going to have a virtual program, right? We want to connect with one another. We need to come up with some creative ways in which we do so, right? And so one of the first things I want to talk about is planning. So we're just going to talk about planning first. Planning is something that we need to do. Many of us in sometimes in faith-based organizations or Our churches, you know, we're dealing with limited staff, limited resources, and many times we can become overwhelmed. What I found out is that every church in this season has learned how to become a producer, video editors, right? We can put some things on our resume because we were forced, right? We were forced to learn this thing called virtual, right? So when we're planning a virtual event, the first thing, not one of the first things, but one thing that you want to do is, what is your order of the service or your meeting or your event? What order will this be done in? We call it in the production world a run of show. What is our run of show, right? What's going to happen from minute to minute to minute? And I know in the faith-based realm, we don't like to plan that way because we want to leave room for Holy Spirit. And I believe we can do that, and we should do that. We should leave room for Holy Spirit. But you should have a plan, right? You should have a plan, and you should be able to estimate about how much time each piece is going to take, because a lot of times our attention span is not there. So you don't want a virtual program that really goes over an hour, maybe 2 hours, right? I see you, Rakisha and Pastor Rakisha and Apostle Chris Montgomery. That's right. You guys are having hybrid models as well for your conferences. And so when you're dealing with this, you need to know what is your capacity, where you know, how long will this be? And you want to begin to write this down, write that vision, make it plain, because you have a team that needs to understand what your vision is, right? So write it down to see exactly what the piece is going to look like. You need a blueprint, right? No one builds a building just off of GP. Nobody builds major bridges without coming up with a plan first. So you want to come up with a plan and a run of show. What will your transitions take, right? Then once you come up with a run of show, you want to meet with your participants. Who's participating in this virtual event with you? Who's participating with you? Are you having a panel? Are you hosting a panel? Does everyone understand their responsibilities as that panel? When I have put together panels in the past, I have had to get people in the room because some of these panelists did not know each other. And then we wanted to know how the panel was going to flow. If you don't meet with your panel, you at least need to send them an email, right? You need to send them an email on the plan of what that panel is going to consist of. If you're having another type of event where you have a host and a performer and someone that's going to read a poem, or someone's going to participate in whatever part they will participate in on that program, they need to know what is expected of them. Please don't assume, because I have found that we get in there in that virtual space and then people just go off the cuff. They go off the script, and they do what they think they have been asked to do. But you, as a planner, as a producer, as a director, visionary of an event, even though it's virtual, please be clear about what the expectations are for each person. Now, that doesn't mean to tell them what you want them to say, but it is to share, because I've been a part of those programs too, where people have asked you to come on and then they're telling you what they want you to say. You don't want to control your participants that much, but you want to share with them something so they have a basis and they have an understanding. And you can't assume. Sometimes we have conversations with people. In my experience, you can talk to people, but they may not get it. So you need to talk to the participants, email the participants, put it in writing, and then have them confirm that they understand what their responsibilities are. Okay. So you want to have that meeting with your participants. Sometimes you can't get them all in the room at the same time, but if you had to do one-on-ones, whatever it takes, you want your event, the pre-planning, to go smoothly. And just a testimony, I did a virtual, like on the fly event, some virtual events for Infertility Awareness Week, a couple like last month sometime. And I asked for participants, and I didn't know those women from A Can of Paint. I didn't know them. I just knew that they were a part of some groups that I was a part of. And so what I did was I had a conversation with them to talk to them, to get a feel for who they were. And then after I identified who they were, I asked them to showcase what they were good at, what they wanted to highlight, and what they wanted to contribute to the event. And so, as a producer or as a visionary, sometimes you have a vision for something, and you're not exactly sure how to put it together. Just have conversations, talk to people. We do that a lot. At NJPAC, we have conversations with the community to see what it is that they want to do, what they want to contribute, and you want to ensure that your platform or your event is very organic to that. Sometimes you know exactly what you want, but at other times you're not sure. And so I encourage you to make those relationships with others so that it can be an organic virtual experience. Also, in your planning process, this is all planning, guys. Planning. What platform are you using? What platform will you be using? It matters. Somebody type in the chat, platform matters. Platform matters. Consider what you want to showcase. Facebook Live isn't for everything, right? Sometimes you want to upload content to YouTube, or you may want to use Instagram. Instagram has a feature where you can go live. And so you want to make a determination whether you need a Zoom conference or whatever the case may be. But think about it. Zoom, and I just want to go through some of the things that we've been using over these past 15 months, okay? So let's talk about Zoom really quick. Zoom video conferencing is a great platform. You have option to use the meeting function or the webinar function. The meeting function works well for internal meetings, Bible studies, community meetings, places where you want people to be able to see each other. You know, we've been in COVID, we can't touch one another, and we can't hug, and we can't greet each other in a room. But what we can also do in a virtual setting is see each other on camera and talk to one another. So Zoom is wonderful for that. Great for meetings. I'm not going to go into the whole learning your functions and how to mute people. That's a whole nother session. But you want to be able to determine that. And so if you want it more private, a little bit more produced, and a little more cleaner, you want to select the webinar function so that the audience is only seeing the panelists, and then there's a Q&A function there where people can serve that way. Webinar feature doesn't work well if you want people to be able to see one another. Okay, so you have to determine what platform you want to use. And Zoom does allow you to push your live stream to some other platforms. YouTube is one, and Facebook is another, and then you can do a custom RTTMP. I hope I'm saying that right. You can do a custom one and put it to another platform that you can use. Zoom is a little tricky like that, but you can use it. So Zoom is a great function. Let's talk about Facebook Live. Facebook Live is great. You want to use it for live events to get people's attention. Your friends list will get a notification. Your friends will get a notification when you go live if they're following you, if they haven't unfollowed your notifications. So Facebook Live is good for that. And as I'm coming to you guys today on Facebook Live, I'm using something called StreamYard. So you have other platforms that will allow you to add elements, graphics, overlays, logos, and to be able to share video and stream it right to Facebook. StreamYard allows you to multi-stream in multiple locations at the same time. So here I am on my Facebook main page, Najia Bailey, but I'm also streaming live on Butterfly East. And so I'm also able to connect it to multiple. I can connect it to my YouTube channel. I can connect it to Periscope. And so StreamYard is a great platform for certain events. Now, StreamYard is not a good platform to use for performances. If you're having a live performance in the building, the sound, so and we're going to talk about all that technical stuff too in a few minutes. But platform matters, and so you need to consider what platforms you want to use, depending on what kind of event that you're having. We did a dance conference using Zoom. It was amazing. We were able to use breakout rooms for ministry, one-on-one ministry opportunities. Zoom is great for breakout rooms and breakout sessions as well. I use that a lot when I'm teaching a large group. Breakout rooms work really well on Zoom. And so that's platform. All right. Let's talk about marketing. And please remember to post your questions, because I will answer any specific questions you may have. Okay. Let's talk about marketing. When you're having an event, everybody doesn't know about it. Just because you're hosting an event doesn't mean that people know about it. So please do your due diligence to hire a graphic designer like me or someone else, or train yourself on easy applications like Canva to create a graphic that's going to promote your event. It should be color. It should pop out. It should be clean. You should use high resolution images on your graphics. It can be simple, and remember to promote your event. People don't know about it, so you need to share it. Now let's talk about this. Try and be as creative as possible when you are creating graphics and assets for your event. Don't just use one flyer and try to share it over and over again. Boring. We're over it. We saw the flyer already, and like, we're over it, because guess what? There's a lot of traffic on social media right now, a lot of traffic. And so if you are creating a graphic, get creative. So there are things that I produce for my clients called split images. I'll give them split images for Instagram use, so that it'll be a very long graphic, wide graphic rather, and slice it into pieces so that people have to scroll to see what is next. That engages your audience. You may want to use graphics that highlight your panelists or your presenters for your event. So if my name is Nigeria Bailey and I will be facilitating a workshop at a particular conference, that visionary may want to highlight that Nigeria Bailey is going to be in the building, and so she will create a graphic behind that. You can use graphics to share bios. Even you can put someone's bio together and say, hey, this is who this person is. They're amazing, they're excellent, they've done all these years of study, and you want to be in a building for this person. All right. And then you want to create a campaign and be strategic about this. So come up with dates. You want to get a calendar out and say, I want to put a announcement, save the date here. Then I'm going to announce it this week. I'm going to remind them, did you get your registration yet? Create a graphic that says, get your registration. Also, if your budget doesn't allow, or your skill set doesn't allow you to create all these different graphics, guess what I have done in the past? Use the GIF function on your social media. You can, excuse me guys, I got allergies. You can use a GIF. For right now, I am one of the people serving on my high school's 20th class reunion. Y'all, I've been out of high school for 20 years. I can't believe it. But what I've been doing is sharing in our Facebook group. I've been sharing and reminding people to get their tickets. And guess what I'm doing? I'm not sharing the flyer over and over again, but I come up with new creative ways. So I go on the gift bar and type in "get your tickets," and all these funny gifts come up, right, for people to get their tickets. And so I use the gifts sometimes with a little language at the top saying, hey, get your tickets. I might hashtag it. I've hashtagged it saying Ticket Tuesdays. I shout out the people that got their tickets, and then I'm saying, hey, you guys come on in. And remember, it gets the people's attention. You can use GIFs. You can use video. Okay. You can record yourself. You can go live, whatever you want to do, but don't do the same thing over and over and over again and expect people to follow you, because people get bored really quickly and they will move on because there's so much traffic. So just try to be as creative as possible when you're promoting your virtual event. Yes, it's virtual, but you still have to market it. Also, go outside of social media. Hello. Social media is not the end all to be all. I love social media. It is our way of life now, but you have to go beyond that. Pick up the phone and call the radio station. Call the newspaper. Try to see if you can get a press release done. Who can you partner with that will also share? If you are having an event, I encourage you, even if it's free, to have registration. Ask people to sign up. What does that do? When you ask people to sign up, that means they have to give you their email address, maybe a phone number. You can choose what you want to do. It'll be their name and their email address. You might just ask for their email address, whatever the case may be. When you are having events, you need to gather people's information. How can I gather their information so later I can remind them about the event? I can alert them when a change has been made. I can make an announcement when I have a new presenter. I might have, because once you're booking something, something may come up later where a celebrity is going to appear at your event. You want to let your people know they either signed up for alerts or signed up for your registration, signed up for your event. You want to let them know, hey, this is happening. So collecting information and having lists of information to share later with folks is really, really key at retention and retaining people. In my experience, we at the arts organization I work for, my department, we host about 200 events a year. And of course, because of COVID, all of our events went virtual. But we never missed a beat. We just changed all our programming to virtual. And just a plug, tonight we're having a free dance class. Join us if you can. We're going to be doing urban and African dance tonight in just a few minutes. I'll put the link in the chat for you at the end of this. But we retain people's information and remind them. So if people sign up, if 100 people sign up for a free class, 50 people are going to show up. That's just what the odds are for free events. Even for paid events, sometimes people forget, they don't have the information. And so you want to get in their face and let them know that this is happening, right? So I encourage you to collect information and have registration for free or paid events. Email and retaining their info. And again, if you have any questions, I don't see any questions yet, let me know. Sustaining relationships is really important. I want to talk about relationships really quickly. Relationships matter because you want to begin to talk to other people, other organizations that may align with what you're doing, businesses that you both can benefit from one another. That's really important. Networking. Who can I partner with to do this event to get it to a larger audience? Because the reality is I have a certain level of influence. My reach is only a certain it's only up to a certain reach, right? But if I connect with another entrepreneur or another business owner or another church or an arts organization or a nonprofit or for-profit, whatever the case may be, I may want to talk to them and see what they're doing and then see if there's any way that we can cross-promote. So if I'll share my event with you and you share your event with me so that my audience will know about your event and your audience will know about mine. Or we can say we are collaborating and doing something together, and that makes it blow up, right? So way more people will be in attendance or potential attendees for your event. So look about who you can partner with. All right. Relationships are key. And a lot of times we don't like to do that. We just like, I'm going to do my event and I'm just going, this is what the Lord gave me, right? This is my vision, how I want to do it. But if nobody's there, then, it's great practice, but you want people to be there, right? You want people to be there and you want to be able to not do all that work in vain. So make sure you build some relationships with others. One of the last things I want to talk about is technical things. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back. Access. Let's talk about access of your event. I have seen way too many times people posting on social media, meet me at my event, but you didn't include a link for us to follow you. Do not think people will chase you. Do not assume that people will try to look up that information. They will not. If they don't see a clickable link right then and there, they will move on to the next thing. So you need to make sure that you have access to your event. All right. By creating a clickable link, a link that works. Okay. So if your link doesn't work, it's broken, go back and edit that post and fix it. In Instagram, you can't put a link in your post, but you can make sure that that link is in your bio. A lot of people say link in bio, link in bio. Some people have asked me, what does that mean? The link is in the bio. It means that if people are following you on Instagram and they can see your post, and they want to sign up for your event, or they want to sign up for your mailing list, they can click on your name and then see your link right underneath your name or you're in your bio. Okay. So it's really important. Sometimes we're hosting conferences and things are all over the place. And there's no button to click there. We don't know where to go. So one of the things I did for my church, I wanted to make things easy for my church family to access some things. So we made our corporate prayer and our Bible study, and even our weekly conversation series that we have. And I think some of our other ministries that meet weekly for fellowship. We made it one link. We used Zoom, and I made it easily accessible by creating a bit.ly link, which is shortening your link so it's not a long link and it looks ugly, it's not presentable, but it's nice and short, and then something that people can remember if they don't have access to it later. So for my church, it's bit.ly/RFM online, Ruth Fellowship Ministries online, RFM online, and then they can click that, right? And so because it's a Zoom link, I also share with them what the meeting ID is in case they want to just go to their device and enter the meeting ID. And then I also provide the dial-in option because we do have a population in my church where they're not on the internet. And so we don't want to leave those folks out. And it's just a FYI for our faith-based organizations, don't leave that population out that is not online. Zoom allows a dial-in function, so allow them to call in, and we have many of our seasoned saints that access our church services and things and prayer by dialing in. So always remember that that's available, but make sure people know that these 3 ways they can access. Every time I post, every time I share, I tell them they can access this here. Now, the information may be in the graphic. I've had people post a graphic with the link on the graphic, but guess what? They can't click the link on the graphic. So you have to put the link in the body of the post. Put the link in the body of the email. Create a button they can push. Whatever it is that you can make easily available, please do it. Don't assume that they know. And then again, if you're trying to capture their attention, they're gone already. So please make it easy. Don't make your event hard to access. If you're hosting a virtual conference and you have multiple layers, right? Because sometimes we have multiple things going on. Please don't send us all around the world trying to find these classes, okay? But come together, talk about it, hash it out. Even if it's several organizations that are coming together for one conference, please don't use multiple Zoom platforms for one event or multiple YouTube channels for one event, because people get confused as to where to go. You want to make it easy. And so use one, find out who has the best resources, who has the best tools, and utilize those. And call me if you need help. I will help you. Call Najia and I will get you all the way together and help you in planning this out. I have served and done several virtual conferences that have multi-layers to them at this point. And so I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I have a lot of experience in it. And so please call me and I will help you. But you want to be able to use one platform and use the breakout room function. Use that breakout room function for your classes that are breaking up. There have been times where you have to share pre-recorded material. Say you had a service, right? And you pre-recorded a session. You can pre-record that. We'll get that video nice and edited, ready to go, so that when we want to share it in the main Zoom room, we'll put it up, right? Or it may just be a service where you're your pastor or your leader is served. They're here live, just like I'm live with you, and they're talking to the audience, and then they go away at a point, and you want people to go into breakout rooms. We hosted Vacation Bible School with the children last summer and had breakout rooms for each age group. And so it's, once you plan it and you can do it, it's easy. All right. Also, tech time. We're talking about tech time. I'm closing out with the tech time. You want to arrive early to make sure your lighting is proper. Y'all saw me fidgeting, right? Because I'm rushing today. I'm going to a conference tomorrow with Rakisha Pittman. So I'm trying to get my life together before I get on the plane. But tech time. I shouldn't have been fidgeting with my lights before I came on with y'all. I should have been ready to go, right? So make sure your lighting is good, that you sound good. If you're sharing any video, it's ready to go. Okay. You don't want to share the wrong thing. Amen. You need an assistant. Like I thank God for my sister who jumped on today to help me and pin some of your comments. You need a team. You need a team. Your participants, your panelists that are presenting, you want to get them on early so you can check their screen and make sure they don't have a crazy background and that their lighting is good, and you can troubleshoot any issues that are happening at that time. You want to get your visuals together. Again, we are zoomed out and we're virtual, we're just, over it. So don't make it boring. Don't just have us sitting there and we're looking at each other just waiting. Play music as people are entering. Have a slideshow, do a commercial. You guys saw the commercial. If you didn't see it, you'll see it when we close out. I had a brief little commercial that I share, and those things are easy to do. Again, call me and I'll teach you how. How to add all these little elements that make your virtual experience a pleasant one. Okay. You want to make it a pleasant one. You don't want it to be boring. You want to engage the people. Encourage your host to tell people to chat back to them. Like I've been telling you guys, I told you before earlier, put in the chat, relationship matters, right? Whatever it is that you want to do to engage your group, do it. Use slides when you're teaching for Zoom. Use videos and music. You want to make sure all of that is happening well. And just as a bonus thing, when you're using Zoom, there's a certain way that you need to play music and play video. You need to click on some specific things. And if you want that Zoom training, I have a Zoom training that I did. I have it recorded. I will share with you tonight for free. So let me know if you want that Zoom training. I will share that link for you. Please just put your information. You can inbox me or just say, I'll be inboxing you. Put that information in the chat and I will share the link with you for free. Because if you're having a fitness class or a dance class, you need to be able to share your music properly, because if you don't use it, if you don't click on a certain button, it will not sound good. All right. So just be mindful of all of that. Also, I want to give you tips for a smooth virtual experience. I told you about being on time, being ready, being visual. If it's a meeting on Zoom, you want to mute people upon entry. These are all functions you can do ahead of time before they come on. Of course, having the panelists and participants to arrive early before your audience arrives. It's just like when you go into a physical building. You wouldn't be hosting a conference in a physical building and allow your audience or your congregation to come or show up before you got there. So it's the same with virtual. Make sure that you're on time. Sometimes you need to use headphones for StreamYard or Zoom. Sometimes you need to use headphones in order for the voice to come through properly. But assess that and troubleshoot that ahead of time. And then control your meeting. Sometimes we get on Zoom and things get out of order. You're in control. You got this. You're going to put the mute function on for when you need to put it on. Use the polling function. We use polls. You can poll your group while you're there just to get an assessment of how they're doing. Be inviting. I found that on Zoom, sometimes some of us, we weren't used to it, or even a virtual experience like this, people weren't as inviting. You want to be inviting, uplifting. People are going through so much in this season. So smile and be engaging, right? Encourage the people what you want to do at the top of the show or the top of the event. Say, hey, I'm so glad you guys are here. We expect this. We expect XYZ. Please share with them. Use the chat function. Like I have my banner running across here telling you, thank you for tuning in. Hit the share button and send likes for me. You want to say that verbally out loud as well. Tell people to ask questions. So talk to them as if they were in front of your face. And then pause, because virtual experiences, you may need to give people an opportunity to respond to you. It's not the same as being in a physical building. And so people can't react to you immediately. Sometimes they have to come off mute. Sometimes they got to type, they have to type to get their phrase together or whatever they wanted to do. But just have patience. All right. The last thing I want to leave you with, and if I don't have any questions, we're going to close out now. Plan your virtual experience just like you would plan an in-person conference. All right. And then some of us were not used to planning in person. Like when we had church services, we would kind of sometimes people just go with the flow. Don't go with the flow. Have a plan, but leave room for things to change and shift, because that's another thing that you may find that you need to do. If people aren't understanding, or people need more time, or people something's not translating well, shift. Learn how to shift as well. So I hope some of this was helpful for you. Again, if you need to, Shaquana said it's the flow from me. Yes. And I know she loves the flow. Okay. Shaquana is one of my partners in ministry. We are co-founders and directors of Do Ministries, community worship arts ministry, and she is the one that loves the flow, and I'm the one that likes to plan. So make sure you have both on your team. All right. I hope this was helpful. I'm just looking through to see if there are any questions. I see Tawana's email. I will get you that link, Tawana. Thank you for joining us today. Okay. And so I want to tell you also that I have services available. So I'm going to share those services with you now. Business excellence services are here. These are strategies and solutions for success. And so this is live customized training for individuals and teams. You sit down with me for 1 hour, and we have a Q&A segment. I teach you strategies on these specific areas, and we record the session, and you have lifetime access to the training session. It's just $99, and it's the value. It never leaves. You'll be able to access the teachings from forever. So one of the classes I teach is marketing. Okay, marketing. It's called the Butterfly Formula. And this is 9 strategies for business success. All right. We go through specifically how you can grow your business or organization. I also have a Canva and MailChimp training. Canva is a design app that is very easily usable for the average person. And MailChimp is an email platform that you can design beautiful emails so that you can stay in contact with your audience. Then I have event production training, right? I gave you some of the things that that we can do for virtual events, but event production training consists of specific things that you need to do and tools that you can use to make your event a success. And so you can ask questions here, and I go through with you each thing. And specifically, even if you have a specific event that you are planning, I will give you specific instructions on how to execute that event properly. Also, you may need to get brushed up on your administrative skills, or just need to know some best practices to keep things in order for your organization or your business. And so I teach you Google Suite. I teach you how to get organized with Google. And this Google Suite is free. All you need is a Gmail address. And they have so many great tools that will help you get your life in order. And also social media 101. Some people like, I don't understand this social media game. Call me, I'll help you. We will go through, I will teach you the ins and outs of Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. That's the main platform. We do a little Twitter if you want to do Twitter, but I teach you how hashtags work and how to create different size images and things for your social media. We go through all of that, what gets you more attention than other posts. And Zoom video conference training, I do in-depth training for video conferencing. But again, you guys can get that training for free tonight. Just send me your email address, share your email address with me, and I will share that Zoom video conference training with you. Awesome. And then in addition to business excellence, I have a consulting services where I am available to consult and for a special project. You may have a book launch that you need guidance on how to market that. You may be having a special event conference at your church or your organization. You need a consultant to come on just for that one project or just for a specific amount of time. You may need extra help for that month because you have a lot going on. And so I can come on as a consultant to help you organize and execute that in a most excellent way. In addition to that, we have StreamYard Tech Services, where you can book Butterfly East to manage your StreamYard event. You may want to go live. You may want to have a panel, or I even have clients that wanted to showcase their new products. We did like a QVC type of event on StreamYard, and you don't have a StreamYard account and you need to use ours. Call me, and guess what? We'll get you set up. The StreamYard Tech comes with it, where you can have somebody that will assist you during your StreamYard, and then we can talk about the graphics that you need for that event. And the graphics are extra, but we can work out a negotiating price if you need overlays and promo videos for your event. And so I have hosted, I want to say about 10 to 15 I've lost count, 10 to 15 clients in the past month for StreamYard events. Okay, so call us, book us. You can go to butterflyeast.schedulista.com and book any service that you need. Again, I'm also here for your graphic design needs, logos, video promos, website design. We're not taking any website clients at the moment, but if you want to get on the list, in September, we will begin to open up website services again. But call us, let us know, and book us. You can go to butterflyeast.schedulista.com. I'm going to ask Shaquan if you can put that in the comments also, so they can click on the link, because I have to give you guys easy access to that, right? Like we just talked about. So I know you can't click on my screen, right? You can't click on right there, but you can click on if it's in the chat. So I will make sure that link is uploaded in the chat. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Audrey. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Betty. I appreciate you. Thank you, Auntie. I see my Auntie is here. And Timmons, thank you. I will share that link with you. Thank you, Lisa, for joining us. I'll see you tomorrow, Lisa. And again, thank you, Tawana, for being with us. I saw Rakisha on earlier. Thank you, Rakisha, for joining us. I'll see you, Rakisha, tomorrow. Thank you, Chris Montgomery, for being with us. And thank you, Shaquana, for blessing us and assisting tonight. Thank you, Angelo, for being with us. I appreciate you all. My desire is to help you just be better. All right. So I will get you all the way together. If you call me, contact me, follow me on social media at Butterfly East or at Najia Bailey. And you can also go to my website, NajiaBailey.com, to see all that I'm doing. All right. So hopefully I will see you guys later. Have a good day.
I don't wanna be that lie to make you second guess who I'm representing. No, I'm not perfect. No, I'm not ashamed to confess. I just want you to see that I'm trying and know it's not a game. Ain't gonna lose no sleep over what people say.
Just let me live my life. You ain't give me my life. Nah, you can't tell me what's right. You ain't laid down. 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 He made me great, so let me be great.
Oh,
He made me great,
yeah.
so let me be great.
Greater is it than me.
He made me great,
Ooh, yeah.
so let me be great. He
High,
made me great, so
great.
let me be great.
Why?
Please don't take offense, but I just think it needs to be said. Y'all don't really get the picture. Focus your attention on what we're